Hi folks, Steve Composer here in Thailand. I'm just going to make a quick series of videos concerning basic living in Bangkok, Thailand, and the same principles might apply to other countries, other cities around the world, but I happen to be in Thailand. I'm going to talk about basic living in Thailand, the things that I've learned, and it might help you maybe have a holiday to Bangkok, to Thailand, with a few tips here. So what I'm going to talk about in this first video is apartment living in apartments. It's an option that maybe a lot of people don't talk about because obviously you've got hotels. I'll talk about prices in a moment and that'll explain the whole thing. Then you've got hostels, backpackers, young backpackers and so forth. There's plenty of hostels. You know what hostels are like. Share with bunk beds with millions of backpackers in a hostel in a dodgy part of Bangkok. If you want to avoid that, hotels are more expensive. The third option is apartments. Okay, apartment living in Bangkok. Now, what I'm doing here, I'm actually in an example here, and this is starting at the rock bottom budget price apartment, and then you just step up in comfort. The more money you pay, the more comfort you have. So this is the starting point where I am here. It's an apartment. It's unfurnished, unair conditioned, but it's got a kitchen. I'll talk more about kitchens in due course. I just think having a kitchen, which is basically a bench and a sink, is very important because that leads on to budget cooking and eating, which saves money as well. That'll be a future video. So unfurnished, unair conditioned apartment, but it's a nice new building, brand new tiles, nice paint, nice Western style toilet. No worries at all, really nice new building, but it's unair conditioned, unfurnished. Now, this apartment here, for example, I'm going to go through a few prices. I can't edit the video, I can't put captions on, so if you've got a pen and paper, just jot down a few notes if you like. For the cheapest hotel in the Bangkok area, or in the Bangkok city, the cheapest good hotel, if you know what I mean, the cheapest good hotel. Maybe you can find cheaper hotels that are a bit dirtier and more of a dive, but the cheapest good hotel is going to be around 600 baht a day. Thai baht, $1 Australian equals 25 Thai baht. You can work out the conversion rate for whatever country you come from. So 600 baht a day, that's basically 24 Australian dollars a day, that's 18,000 baht a month, or 720 Australian dollars a month. So 18,000 baht a month, 600 baht a day, 24 Australian dollars a day, or 720 Australian dollars a month. So that's the starting point of a hotel. Now, in this apartment here, I'm paying 3,000 baht a month. That's 3,000 baht a month. Again, you can take down notes if you like. This is the cheapest starting point pretty much in Bangkok. That's 100 baht a day, 4 Australian dollars a day, or 120 Australian dollars a month. Okay, then you want to step up. What happens is the next figure you can write down is if you step up to, say, around 9,000 baht a month, 9,000 baht, you're going to have an apartment with everything. You're going to have a bed, furniture, air conditioning, a kitchen, TV, a fridge. It's pretty much luxury at 9,000 baht a month. So that's going to be 300 baht a day, or 12 Australian dollars a day, or 360 Australian dollars a month. That's 9,000 baht a month, 300 baht a day, $360 a month, or 12 Australian dollars a day. If you jot down those figures, that's what you need to know. And you can see how even 9,000 baht for a month, which is half price of that hotel, that's why I quoted the hotel price first, 18,000 baht for the month for a cheap hotel. So even 9,000 baht is pretty cheap for an apartment. Rock bottom basic here, no furnishing, no air, with a kitchen, 3,000 baht. Okay, so that's basically apartment living. And then if you want more comfort, you just pay more money. You can find apartments for like 4,500, 5,000, 6,000, around that range. That might have air conditioning, bed, furnishing, a fridge, maybe a TV, but no kitchen. For some reason, apartments around the 5,000, 6,000 baht a month range doesn't have kitchens, but I happen to believe in kitchens. But by the time we get to 9,000 baht, you're going to have everything, luxury and no kitchen. A couple of things. I'm going to do a future video to show you what gear you need to come into an unfurnished apartment. You might be thinking unfurnished apartment. You just need to buy a few things and you can live comfortably in an unfurnished apartment with not many stuff. I come from a camping background, sort of a survival camping background, so I'm used to living out there in mountains, on the ground, in tents and so forth. To me, this is luxury living. I'm fine just coming on the floor, cheap mattress. I'll talk about the gear in a future video. So if you're a young person, that should be okay, or any age, this is just an option for you, a cheaper option. But a couple of quick more points about apartment living. What you're going to be doing for apartments is, the reason for apartments, apart from the fact that it's cheaper, it's a cheap third option, the apartment is going to be good for at least a 1 month stay plus. Okay, if you're coming to Thailand for an average sort of a holiday where you're staying for 1 or 2 weeks, the chances are you're going to book a hotel, a resort, a package tour and so forth. That's fine. This is for a longer term stay. If you just want a longer kick-ass holiday in a country like Thailand for at least 1 month, if not 2 or 3 months, if you're an Australian citizen, you get 1 month free visa, but you can pay for a 3-month tourist visa. There's a cheap nominal fee at the Thai consulate in Sydney, capital cities. Just apply, give them a passport and they'll give you a visa, a 3-month tourist visa, and then you can come to Thailand for 3 months and have a kick-ass holiday. And what you're going to be doing is, you're going to be staying in the apartment as a base. It's going to be your home for the whole time. You're not moving. You're going to stay in the apartment. It's going to be like your home base while you're in Thailand, and then you can go on package tours and tours around Thailand, bus tours, planes, whatever. You can visit even neighbouring countries. You've got Burma, Laos, Cambodia as neighbouring countries, and the apartment is cheap enough to leave for a couple of days. There's no reason why you can't go on a quick tour somewhere, stay in a hotel somewhere else for 2 or 3 days even, and come back to Bangkok. It's cheap enough to leave for a few days and come back to, and then you're not mucking around with looking for new hotels, booking new hotels, and you don't have to carry all your gear. Traditional backpacking, you're carrying all your gear everywhere. You can leave your stuff behind in the apartment and just take what you want on your tour, come back home, safe and secure, coming back to an apartment, you got the key, no booking new hotels, not having to backpack and carry all your gear. So that's really the main thing about the apartment living. You're going to stay long term, at least a month, if not 3 months, a nice kick-ass holiday, use as a base, you can leave and come back to. Now the apartments have coin-operated washing machines, so your washing's done, no mucking around carrying laundry out to looking for shops and so forth. You do have to pay for electricity and water, and that's going to be not too much. You're still going to save plenty of money in the long run. So that's pretty much the main points. And the last quick point I need to make is, I can't guarantee you can find an apartment for 1 month everywhere. So don't complain if you can't find that. You can find 1 month at many apartments. Here, for example, I did. But I just can't guarantee you'll get 1 month everywhere. They're like longer term leases. You should be able to find 3 months quite easily at most places. There's some apartments where if you stay for 6 months, you pay cheaper. The longer you stay, the cheaper you are. An 8,000-9,000 baht apartment somewhere for a 6-month contract might come down to 5,000 baht per month for 6 months. So you can see how the price comes down. So can't guarantee 1 month, but 3 months should be okay. So I think I've made all my points about apartment living. I'm not giving any details for apartments, no contact details or addresses. You can leave comments, questions. I can act as like a consultant. I can do future videos where I do give details, but this is just a concept. And the last point I need to make is, the website you can go to is thaiapartment.com, THAI apartment, one word.com, and that lists many apartments throughout Bangkok and the prices and so forth. You probably want to book the apartment before you come to Bangkok. If you're in Bangkok looking around for apartments, it can be a bit frustrating trying to look for apartments with addresses. Addresses are confusing in Bangkok. You want the address in English, in Thai, a map. The website does have maps. And also the name of the apartment and the hotel. Quite often taxi drivers and things will just know the name, not even the address. Even Thai people get confused by addresses in Bangkok. So thaiapartment.com, and the language barrier might be a bit more difficult at apartments. At more expensive hotels, staff are going to speak English. Not a staff at apartments, depends what sort of apartment. Very cheap apartments might have language barriers, so you might have those problems, language barriers trying to find an apartment, but you can do it. There's a website. I can answer more questions and so forth in future videos. Let me know comments and questions. Thanks for watching. I hope that makes sense. Take care, and I'll see you next time.